Susan. Are you joining in tonight? It's going to be nice and simple. Bit of work on posture, breathing. Work on the pelvic floor a bit. Have a nice time. I'll just hang on a couple of minutes. I think Karen might be joining us and Rosemary. There she is. Hi Karen, how you doing? Hi. Oh, isn't it dark so early outside? It's awful. Need to get some more lights on, I think, for Christmas time. Brighten it all up a bit. So it's going to be fairly easy going. Bit of de-stressing. Bit of posture work. Whatever else we can fit in the time that we have. And if there's anything you want me to particularly cover, let me know. But it's going to be just a fairly standard thing. I think more or less what I did last week. Yeah. Good stuff. I'm not sure if Rosemary's around tonight or not, but I'll just give it a minute and then we'll get started. Nobody on Zoom, I don't think, for this one. Is that visually, is that okay? Just getting a bit of reflection off the light, aren't we? I'll just see if I can lose that by just dropping it down a little bit. That might be better for the floor as well. I've got one of these bendy monitors, but maybe that's that. I don't know if that's any better at all, to be honest. Probably just made it worse. Hi Pat, good evening, lovely to see you. Yeah, give it a go. You can choose to do all of it standing and just adapt the moves, or you can do half and half, which I'll be doing. Lovely. Right. I don't want the music too loud so that I'm having to shout over it. Okay, so let's just check. I think that's okay. So we'll get started. I'm just going to move the comments now so that I can keep an eye on things. Right, so just stand nice and comfy and do as much or as little as you want. If you want to just lie down with a blanket and just follow the breathing and be nice and relaxed, that will do you the world of good. So, you know, it's the end of a day and some of you have had a really busy day, I know, so just do what feels right. But if you want to follow what I'm doing, that's great as well. So, nice tall posture, relax the shoulders. Make sure the crown of the head is up to the ceiling and just breathe in. A few times, nice deep breaths. Breathe in. Just breathe into the side of the ribs, breathe in high up. Lateral breathing. And then into the back. Breathe into the shoulders. So we're going to do a little bit of loosening, but straight away I want you to think about where your pelvis is. Try to keep it nice and level. Gentle pulling from front to back, so pull the belly button in 10%, just so you feel a small connection try and keep that working all the time. Sometimes I'll ask you to pull in harder when we're lifting knees up off the floor, other times just this gentle connection. Don't worry too much about a breathing pattern, but make sure when I ask you to breathe deep, you're doing those ones. That's what I'm worried about today. So let's start. Circle the shoulders. Just circle. Keeping that connection, float one hand up and down. A lot of the moves are similar to what we do in the other classes, but they focus on keeping the core engaged and trying not to let the back arch. So if your arm pulls your back out of alignment, you don't go as far as that. So you're just trying to keep a nice connection. And then relax and shoulders round. Lovely. Bring the feet now hip distance apart and just check your balance. You don't want to be too far on the heels, too far on the toes. So try and get that balance right in the middle of the feet. Open the toes wide if you've got your shoes off and just grip the floor and let go. Open wide, grip the floor, let go. Soften the knees and then just tilt the pelvis forward and back. You just stay where you are. I'm going to show you from the side. So we're tilting forward and back. Just lengthen here and shorten at the front. Tilt. Lovely. So be aware of how far your pelvis moves and whether it's very stiff, and relax. Stand up. Bring that into a normal position, so not pushing backwards, not too far forward, and connect belly button to spine. Both arms, breathe in, breathe out. I'm not going all the way up yet, just about shoulder level, slightly higher. That's fine for now. Now we're going to come up and open. Come up and open, come back and relax. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Last one. And loosen the shoulders well down. Just walk through the heels. Come up onto the toes. And then just slowly start to peel one knee. But again, think about this nice tall posture. No leaning forward. If you feel a bit unsteady coming up onto one foot, just come up onto the toe or hold onto something by you. Now the opposite hand just floats up and down. Keep that tummy connected. Once you know the move, don't worry about looking at the screen. Keep the head looking straight ahead. Depends where your screen is. Last one. And circle. And shake it out. Well done. Bring the arms in front of you as if you're holding a tray of tea. Gently hold the tummy in. Breathe in. As you breathe out, just squeeze the shoulder blades back, but we're keeping that connection here. Squeeze. Lovely, just nice and relaxed there. Come back into centre and shoulders round and loosen off. Well done. Back down to the feet and again just walk through. Now often as soon as we do the legs, the hips start to wiggle. So try just to bring the knee up, keep those level. So when you're peeling the knee, it stays nice and level here. Good. And we're doing this exercise on the floor later on, and it's in a way it's easier on the floor because your back is supported and you can really feel that the hips are nice and level. Last one, and just shake it out, loosen everything off, shoulders back, breathe in, breathe out. Now thinking about pelvic floor, just gently hold your tummy in and think about pulling up inside all the internal muscles. Try not to squeeze on the bottom, just lift it up inside, pause at the top and let go. So you're trying to think about internal muscles, lifting up and letting go. Lifting up and I realise then I'm really holding tight here. Try not to, it's quite hard to isolate the muscles. That's better. Go again, lovely. So we want to spend a bit of focus while we're doing the general exercises on trying to strengthen the pelvic floor area and relax. Good. And pull up and let go and lift again. Go. Last time, slowly lift inside, try not to clench and let go. Well done. Shoulders back, breathe in, come up onto one toe. Now when we're on the floor later on, this movement will be much slower, but if you're standing, when we call this a knee drop on the floor, you can do it a little bit faster here and you can change leg after you've done 3 or 4 standing. Let's change the leg. So we're trying to open but keep the pelvis here fairly still. So it might not go very far, depends how tight here is. I'm quite tight in my hips. And rest. Shake it out. If you can go on the floor, I would, because you get much better movement on the hips particularly. Shake it out, okay. Soften the knees for me and breathe in, both hands up. Just let go. Breathe in, lift up. Just let go. One more, breathe in, lift up. And let go. And relax, good stuff. Now the next exercise, we're going to have one arm forward, one knee forward, and then we open away from each other and come back to centre. So if you're a bit wobbly, hold on with the other hand. So hand forward, knee up, tummy in. We just open, tap the floor, come back together. Open, tap the floor, come back together. Keep that tummy in. Last one. And shake it out, well done. Shoulders back. Up onto the other toe. We'll do this one on the floor as well. So you're going to practice now. And then we open and come back. So when you're lying down as well, it's really about keeping this core strong all the way around. But this is good for balance. This is slightly different benefits than you get when you're on the floor. And rest after this one. Whoops. I see I'm talking and I'm losing my balance. Well done, shake it out. So we're going to repeat all of those on the floor in a moment. Breathe in. Bring one foot to the front, arms both to the front. Just find a nice balance point. Turn the back foot slightly outwards. Breathe in here. As you breathe out, take this hand away and round to the side. Come away and round to the side. Come away. One more. And then relax the hands, bring that foot in, march it through, take it back over, other foot slightly out. Bring the arms in, good. And just open. Now obviously you are going to move your shoulders in this one, because you're turning round to the side, so we want some movement, but we want one hand to stay where it is. The other hand is opening and rotating the body. And come back and relax it down. Well done. Breathe in, breathe out. Now we're just going to do a gentle stretch before we go onto the floor here. So one hand on the waist, lifting up, soften the knees, and just take the hand here. Just paint the ceiling. So we're not going too far over to the side, the hand is staying up towards the ceiling. Try and keep the weight across here 50-50 on each foot. And change the side. Circle that shoulder back. So what we're trying to do is keep the body here quite still, but from the waist upwards, gently moving. Quite hard, isn't it, not to move a little bit? You feel you're moving. Last one, come back, circle back, and loosen it out again. Well done. A very standard Pilates move that people talk about is the hundreds, so we're going to do a standing version of that first. So check your feet are under the hips again. Hips are under the shoulders, nice and level. Small connection front to back, that's your normal position. Now pull in a little bit more, about 50%. You're going to try now and hold this quite firm. Hands come down by the side of the body. As you breathe, you're moving from the shoulder, so it's not the wrist. The whole arm is pushing backwards or pushing down towards the floor. Are you ready? Breathe in, breathe out. And then each time you breathe in, 5 flaps. And out, 5 flaps. In, out. And rest, and that's 50. So we haven't done Pilates 100 yet. We've done 50, so have a little loosen off. Because this is aimed really at real beginners. I'm very much still a beginner at Pilates. And we want to get everybody doing a little bit of work to strengthen around here. So breathe in again, breathe out, pull in, get that nice strong connection. You feel you've got that there, and off you go. 5 flaps in, 5 flaps out, in your own time. mine. Shake it out. You can really feel that it's working there, challenging the muscles. Lovely, okay. Just stand again nice and tall. We're going to start again now, peeling one knee up slowly and replace toe down to heel. Change the weight and lift. Peel the knee up, only as high as your hip. And replace. And again, keep that connection, lift. Now on the floor, when we do this, we can focus on lifting the first knee and then lifting the second one to meet it. So obviously if you're standing, that's not possible. Don't try it. Keep doing this. Last one, and shake it out. Okay, back to the pelvic floor. Breathe in and out. And just identify your pelvic floor again. Pull the internal muscles up. Pause and let go. Keep doing that for me. And out. Now the second exercise we do on the floor is called the clock. And we try and roll a marble, an imaginary marble, around the belly. It's hard to do that one when you're standing, so you're going to be doing lifting up and lowering the pelvic floor. So this is an alternative for anything that doesn't translate well to standing. Okay. One more. And then let go, and we're going to slip down, not slip down, carefully lower ourselves down onto the floor. Have a sip of water if you want one first. And then I'm going to give you a little bit of time to come back down onto the floor. And then when you're ready, just find a comfortable position. Let me just, yeah. Okay. So when we're going to start, we're going to lie down, have a little head cushion if you need one. Make sure your shoulders are relaxed, pelvis is nice and level on the floor. We're going to start by doing pelvic tilts by pulling the belly button into the floor, and then we'll imagine we've got this marble that goes from the belly button to the hip, to the pubic bone to the hip, and we're trying to do a small circle around 5 times in one direction, 5 times in the other. Okay, so just support your weight on the way down. Just want to make sure I'm in the camera still, more or less. Gets a bit awkward at this angle. Okay, hope that's all okay. Now, once you start the move, don't look at the camera anymore until we move on to a new one. So just shoulders, hips, feet nice and parallel. And just flatten the shoulders out. Now we're going to stay there just for a few seconds so the back can relax. You should have a natural space under your back. That's what they call the neutral spine. And then when we want to pull the belly button in to tilt the pelvis, we flatten or imprint the back down and let go. So that's the difference. Imprint, squash the floor. Neutral, you should have an arch. Okay, let's just start with the arms. Bring one arm up and overhead. Notice if anything here moves. You don't want to be arching the back. And just do 5 on each arm. So once you've started, count for yourselves. Keep that connection front to back. And when you've done your 5, just relax the shoulders back down. Have a little loosen, get comfy again. Now we're going to do the pelvic tilt, so make sure your feet flat on the floor. Pull the belly button into the mat and just feel the natural tilt of the pelvis and let go. So I just want you to notice the difference. Onto the floor with the back into neutral spine. Pull in onto the floor and back. Some people call this scooping up, scoop and hollow. Come on. One more. And relax, well done. Okay, now we're going to bring both hands to the side of the body and lift them just up to the ceiling, or if you're standing, in front of the chest. Tummy nice and tight, natural spine, lift up and lower, lift up and lower. Just notice if you can keep this nice and still. Whole area nice and still and let go. Well done. Shoulders back. We're going to do that one again, but this time one hand will go behind the head and the opposite one will come down to the hip. So it's a bit more of a challenge to keep this middle section nice and still. Okay. So let's start at the centre here. Keep that middle connected and we're just going to alternate there. Don't worry if the hand behind the head doesn't want to go all the way down to the floor. Just go to a point where it feels okay. Last one. And float the arms down. And relax, well done. Now to this marble. So you've got to imagine, how would you roll it around this diamond shape? So you've got the marble here, you're going to tilt and circle and just imagine the marble rolling around here. And we're going to go 5 times in one direction and 5 times in the other. Now it's very hard to see what's really happening here, so you're going to have to imagine you're lifting the hips slightly, you're rolling, it's a small circular movement, lifting the hips to move this muscle, pulling the belly button down a bit to rotate it. And all you feel is a sort of small little circle going on, hopefully. And then when you've done your 5, come back to centre. Now if you're standing, just one knee into the chest. Hold it for a few seconds and then swap. We're going to bring one up at a time, but we're going to bring both knees up. So one knee first, hold the other, and just relax the feet. Hold and just gently squeeze and let go. And we place one foot down and then the next one. Well done. Breathe in and out. Now we're going to do the knee lifts that we did earlier on. So tighten the tummy. Bring one knee slowly up above the hip, pause there, and slowly replace. Now it's the lowering down that I want you to focus on. Once the foot's on the floor, tighten again, peel the foot off, lift up, Hold it there and lower it down. And again, peel and lift. And we're going to do this 5 times on each leg, so if you want to make it harder, it's still a beginner's move, but if you want to make it harder, you pause at the top, tighten the tummy, lift the second knee. You'll feel the work inside. Lower the first leg and lower the second. But if you're an absolute beginner, that might be too much because you'll notice it pulls the body, so just do one leg at a time. That is still working all these muscles around the pelvis. Good. I'm just going to do one more with both knees. Tighten again and lift. And down. And down. And then one more with singles. And then I'm just going to relax now and have a little wiggle. Okay, good. Check your position, breathe in. And out. Now pull the belly in, not too tight, but we are going to start the knee drop. Remember, if you're on the floor, you're up on the toe, if you're standing up. If you're with me, just open and close, but the other knee wants to stay nice and still. So just open and close. Open and close. Open and close. Open close. One more. Open and roll back up. Check you've still got this nice neutral spine, and then the other knee. So we're going to do 5 knee drops on the other side, slow and controlled. When you've done 5 on each leg, just have a relax. Bring the feet a little bit closer together. You can't do this one standing. You have to keep doing alternating right and left leg. Now both knees together, and we stay with the knees apart, soles of the feet touching, and just relax there for a moment. Try to let go of the inner thighs, let go of the glutes. Now when you're ready to come out of this move, tighten the tummy in, bring one knee up first, foot flat on the floor, bring the other knee in. Well done. Start to come into a pelvic tilt, and we're just going to lift the bottom off the floor and replace it. Might want to bring your feet closer, pull the belly button in, small pelvic tilt, lift and replace. Now we're going to start to go a little bit higher with these, so pull the belly button in, tilt, lift, but make sure you're curling the spine down every time. As you lift, you curl, and as you replace, you're going to curl. Now go to a lift that you're comfortable with, curl back down. Just a nice gentle move. really want you to roll through the spine. Peel up, peel down. Now, if you're going any higher than a few inches, you might want to take your head cushion away so that there's not pressure on your head. So if we lift a little bit higher now, you can see as your shoulders come back, your head cushion might be in the way. Pause at the top, squeeze the glutes underneath. And down we come, right from the shoulder blades, slowly down, slowly down. Keep the pelvis tilted till the last bit of the back comes onto the floor, and rest. Well done. Replace your headrest if you want it there. Slide one heel out. Keep the tummy flat and slide it back in. Slide the other heel out and come back in. Slide out. Come back in. Slide out again. Try to keep the pelvis level. You'll feel those muscles working. One more on either side. Slide out. And in. Slide out. And pause there. Well done. So we're going to have a little go at hundreds on the floor. So you're going to bring the belly button in much tighter, nice strong middle. You're going to have the hands down by the side of the body just off the floor. And you're going to curl the head just up. So there's a space between the chin and the chest, looking towards where the wall meets the ceiling. If you can't hold that position, you can place one hand behind the head and just flat, or you can keep the head down and just do it here for week one. Okay, deep breath in. Breathe out. Flatten the tummy. Lift the head into position. Hands. And same as before, 5 flaps on the breath in, 5 flaps out. This is your last one. If your neck's tired, support it on the way down. And just have a little loosen off. Well done. Gently just take the knees apart, side to side. Keep the shoulders down on the floor. And then come back to centre. Well done. Breathe in, breathe out. Now we're going to bring one knee into the chest. If you're standing for this one, I'm going to be doing a circle in the air with the foot. So I would just do a standing knee lift and down. Or you could do a knee lift and a small circle in front of the body and down. So if you're on the floor, do with me. So knee in, straighten the leg up. Nice flat foot to begin with, and now point the toe. And now, keeping the other leg slightly out to the side for this one, we're just going to circle above the hip. We're not coming out to the side, we're just circling above the hip, and then come back to centre. Come back the other way. Only a very small circle. Now you can have a strap around the foot, which would help with this. And when you've finished, you're going to bring this foot on top of the other knee and open this hip. And just stay there for me. So you've got the foot resting across one knee bent. And replace this foot back down to the floor. Well done. So come back to your normal position. Take the other foot now outside you to the side, slightly to the side. Bring this knee in and lift the foot. Try and get it as straight as you can and then point the toe. And relax the foot. Tummy nice and tight and gentle circles. I want you to feel that you're controlling. If you want to hold on to the leg, that's okay. I want you to feel that you're controlling that move. If it's too much altogether, just do knee in and straighten. But if you can, do a small circle and then change direction, but it's only small. And then when you pause, you're going to bring that foot over onto the opposite knee. Bring the supporting foot in a little bit and just open the hip. Keep the shoulders nice and flat. Hold it there. And then bring that foot down, well done. Take the feet slightly further apart now. Hands a little bit wider, and we're just going to take the knees side to side. Once you're doing this, keep the head looking up to the ceiling. And just really nice and slow, so you feel the stretch through the side of the body. And in a moment, I want you to roll over with your knees onto your right hand side. And we're going to come over onto the side and just push up and kind of come over onto hands and knees. So you're going to have a nice strong base, knees apart, hands under the shoulders. Once we start the movement, keep your nose pointing down to the floor. So we're going to do Superman or 4-point kneeling, as you call it. One arm and the opposite leg slide out. Before you lift, pull that belly button into the spine, nice strong back, and then lift. Only as high as your hip and shoulder. And return. Slow, tummies in, extend, lift. Come back in, extend, and again, come back in, last one, keep that tummy in nice and tight. Come back in, and now coming into a cat stretch, we're going to drop the head, pull the bottom under, arch the back. And come back to a neutral spine. And if you're okay with going down into a dip, dip the waist down and look forward. Lift the bottom up and back to a neutral spine. One more time, cat stretch up. And neutral spine, and a dip, and come back. Now this is our final stretch. So from here, take the knees slightly apart, take the hands slightly further forward, and we're going to sit back and drop the shoulders. If that's not good for you, just sit up and wrap around. So just sit the bottom back, stretch forward, drop the shoulders. And come back up. And around we go, shoulders back. You don't need to sit like this if it's not good for your knees. Just sit on your bottom or lie straight back down and get comfy again. And that's our beginners. And hopefully relax the muscles a bit. And if you're in a nice quiet place and you're warm, just stay there. And just relax and just do some breathing again. And just try and enjoy the benefits of this before you rush off to do something else. So I hope you've enjoyed that. I've enjoyed it. It's very nice to come in and just loosen everything up, especially as I've got the radiator on. It's very warm. So I hope you've enjoyed that. Do let me know how you get on. Send me a message or a WhatsApp or a text or anything. And I'll see some of you tomorrow. And I'll be in touch with others, okay? Thanks very much for joining me tonight, ladies. Hope you've enjoyed it. Do let me know. If you are standing up, make sure you're not lightheaded, so just pause halfway. Good stuff. Oh, creaking joints. It's the getting up and the getting down, isn't it? It's all right once we're down there, and it's okay once we're back up. It's the bit in between. Very good. So I hope you enjoyed that, and I'll see you tomorrow, Pat. Good, glad you enjoyed it. See you soon, Karen. And Susan, if you did have a go, Susan, let me know how you got on with it. And if you're doing this on catch up later on, hope you've enjoyed it. Thanks. Bye for now. Bye.